A girl decides in 3 seconds if she wants you or not. By the time you go up and speak to her, she's already 90% decided whether she wants you, and what you say has such a little impact. So your looks, your body language, the way that you carry yourself, your energy, all these things she has taken into account before you even speak to her. And then what you say has such a little impact. So it's either going to work out or it isn't. And my personal thing is I just love to try either way and see how it goes. Sometimes you'll be surprised. So I'll give you two examples, one where I get rejected and one where I succeed. This past weekend, I had the failure story. So I went up to a girl. I say the same thing I'm normally saying, asking her name, where she's from, and I could instantly just see that she wasn't interested. Her body language was turning more towards her friend, the lack of enthusiasm in her face, the dry answers, and I was quickly like, okay, cool, I'm out of here. 15, 20 seconds, nice to meet you, went back and hung out with my friend, whatever, right? It was a rejection. Who the fuck cares? You don't really know why. You shouldn't think too much about it because you're also gonna have a ton of successes in the mix if you're improving yourself, which I'm gonna give you the fucking plays for in a bit. But let me tell you how it can be when a girl likes you. So this past summer, I was up in a different city in the outdoor seating area at a club, and at nighttime in northern Sweden, it doesn't get dark, so it's light 24/7. It's really cool. And everyone loves to be outside, and I made eye contact with this girl and we both smiled. And I instantly just went up and went to talk to her, left the friends who I was talking to and introduced myself, and there was just great vibes right off the bat. The eye contact was extremely strong, big smile, just good conversation. She was complimenting me on how courageous I was. She was like, "You're so brave, you just came up and talked to me," because she was genuinely like one of the hottest girls I've been with, an 11 out of 10, and I think most guys are too afraid to just go up and talk to her. So when I did, she really liked that. And I brought her back to my hotel 10 minutes after that. 10 minutes after meeting her, I brought her back to my hotel. So there's also that level of success that you can have if you work on yourself, if you're constantly improving. You can genuinely have that level of success. Every single one of you can have it. It just comes down to, are you improving yourself and are you the guy that girls want? So that's what I'm gonna be breaking down in this video, is all the things that you can do to improve yourself as a man and have the most possible chances of success when you go up and talk to girls and have them decide before you even go and speak to them if they want you. And boys, for that reason, I built you a high value man guide. This breaks down all the ways that you can improve your value as a man across the board. These are all the things that I started doing at 19 that led me to the point where I am today, where I have a ton of success with girls. So that's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below. So now I broke down the 6 key things that you can do to maximize your attractiveness, starting with the first one, which is leanness. When you are lean, you are the most attractive version of yourself physically, in terms of your face, right? It will hold less fat. You won't have a double chin like I have now because I'm bulking. You'll be so much more physically attractive. And lean is always going to be preferred to being fat, skinny fat, anything like that. And I know so many guys who have no muscle in Scandinavia who are just lean, that you can just tell their jawline's chiseled and they're super lean and they're just out there talking to girls, having a fun time, and they have tons of success. So lean is going to be the priority to fat, because I know plenty of fat guys who try the same shit and it doesn't work the same for them. Now, the second thing builds off of it, which is muscle. Lean plus muscle makes you the most attractive version of yourself. That's fucking facts. That's how it is. So this is what you should be prioritizing if you don't know what to do right now. If you're like, fuck, Seb, I want to get some bitches. I'm not having the success that I want. My life's not going how it is. My number one thing I would say to you is, are you in great physical shape? Are you lean with muscle? Because that will change so much for you, I promise. It's going to change how the world sees you, how you see yourself internally. It's the number one area that's going to drive immense amounts of confidence, and people are going to notice it. You're going to act differently. It's the best thing that you can do. So if you want to be the best version of yourself, get lean and put on as much natural muscle as you can hold. It's a lot harder than it sounds. It'll take you years. I've been training for many, many years and I'm still not even that big. I mean, I got good size, but I'm not that big, So don't worry about getting too big. And this is really going to allow you to have respect from other men, attraction from women. It's going to give you opportunities that you would have never had in terms of like business, things like that. People will take you more serious. It's the number one thing you should focus on. So this is going to drive as much attraction as you can. Your body is 80-90% of your physical avatar. This is the game that you can work on the most, that will have the biggest impact on your life. So that's where everything starts. The next thing is going to be style. The way that you dress is how you present yourself to the world, and it speaks so much about your character as a man. This is so key. And I love this thing, I say it all the time, which is that you can chat GBT the style that you wear. So say you wore goth style, you wore, black clothing with the ripped jeans and it was just like a chain on your hip. You could ask ChatGPT what that's gonna say about your character and it's gonna tell you. And if those are not the things that you want the world to perceive you as, you need to change it. So when I was a kid, I was wearing athletic clothing style sort of things. I was wearing neon color shorts and t-shirts. They were usually Hollister with big logos or some funky like multicolor shirts. And if you ask ChatGPT that, I'm gonna be like, fuck, that was a terrible look. So now I wear the old money style. So I wear a style that makes me look more mature, more elegant, intelligent. It's just the way that I like to present myself to the world. So it's really just jeans, chino pants, some plain color shirts, t-shirts, Henleys, a couple of blazers, a leather jacket. That's what I wear, but that's the style that I like and that's how I like to present myself, and it speaks to my character very accurately. So you just have to find the style that works best for you. Make sure your clothes fit you really well. It's a lot of little things, but if you improve your style as a whole, it's gonna make you package yourself in the best possible way. And the fourth thing is highly underrated, and this is your charisma and your energy. And I know you might be thinking, oh, Seb, you said she decides in 3 seconds before you really say anything. How does this impact it? And it has a huge impact on it, because when I was in Norway, this was probably the peak in terms of my charisma and my charm. I've been plenty charming in the summer and now, but it was like a different level. I don't know. It was just, the Norwegians were very social and I really got to be the best version of myself there, which I'd never experienced before. It was like a true social peak for me. And when I was there, I would be chatting to everybody. I remember there was this one bar in particular, and it was a perfect setup because there was so many areas where you could talk to people. There was a dance floor, there was booths, and I would always just be talking to somebody, having a big smile on my face. Everyone was so nice. And the thing is, like, you look over and you'd see someone else who was looking at you, like a girl, for example, in a booth. And then you just go up and talk to the girl in the booth, and your charisma and your energy are contagious. So when she sees you being happy, smiling, people interacting with you, liking you, it makes you kind of have this aura that makes you 10 times more attractive. I don't know, it's hard to like quantify, but it's just something about it. And there's times where I'll be standing in the club having a bad night, as everyone does once in a while, even if I'm with my friends, and it's just like you don't have a smile on your face, you're not feeling that good, and no girls are looking your way. It's hard to describe, but it's very, very true. It's your aura. It's the way that you are. Like, you can draw people to you without saying a word. And this all comes down to your charisma and your energy. And if those things are dialed in, it makes a world of a difference. So when I was in Norway, I was killing the game, and I would just be going and talking from one person to the next, and someone else would see me and they'd look at me and smile, and I'd go say hi to them. And before you knew it, I was talking to every fucking body, and it was going really good for me. And there's times when you have a bad night and you're not that, smiley, and you do put on a smile when you go and talk to a girl, but it doesn't come across the same. That actually happened to me this Saturday. That's why I think I didn't have the best success on Saturday, because I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't there mentally. I was having an off night, and I decided to go out with my friend just because what else am I gonna do on a Saturday night? But I wasn't there mentally, and I didn't have that charisma and that energy, and I saw it reflected back to me. It's so funny how these things work out, but I promise you, the more you do to improve your charisma and you become a more positive, optimistic person, the more your life is going to change and people are going to notice it and respond differently to you. And the fifth thing is going to be facial looks maxing. And this can be a quick point, but all I have to say is, do you try different things? Because there's not so much that you can change about your face besides your hair and your beard, but they have a massive impact on how you look. So over the last years, I've tried so many different hairstyles. I remember at 18, 19, I tried I was really long hair. And then I switched up to short, I tried medium, I've tried many different things in the mix, little iterations to even how it is now. Just summer, it was getting a little bit curly and wavy on the sides, and I didn't prefer that. I prefer straight where it goes up like that. It's very much like an alignment with my face. That's what I like best personally. And then I do the same sort of push forward with the hair to the sides and just different lengths. I've experimented, tried different things, see what works best for me. A long time ago, I tried a beard and I quickly learned that a beard doesn't look good on me and a clean shave is best. This is about a days or two of stubble, and I can go to about 3 or 4 days, but I personally feel that I become a lot less attractive when I start having 3 or 4 plus days of stubble. So that's when I shave it every 3 or 4 days, or if it's just, a date or a night out, then I make sure to shave it before. And that's when I find myself to be the most attractive in terms of my facial look. So you should just do the same. Are you experimenting, trying different things? That's all it really comes down to. And this sixth thing is going to be a game changer for those of you who actually apply what I'm about to tell you, which is you need to forget about the things which you cannot control. Any of your insecurities are only going to massively hold you back. They are going to color the world in a way that is very negative and only self-sabotaging when that's not even the truth. So many of the things that you play out to be a big deal in your mind are not even how other people see it. So there's something that everyone could take and make out to be a bigger deal than it has to be. For me, the obvious one would probably be my height. I'm 5'7". So many people would be like, oh man, you're too short, right? You're too short, no girl's gonna want you. But it's not the truth. After being with so many girls, it's kind of obvious at this point that it really doesn't matter. And as there are some girls who are taller and do not prefer short guys, I completely understand. Everyone has their preferences. And as I personally prefer short girls, it's just kind of what I find most attractive. It doesn't mean I don't think that the tall girls aren't attractive. It's just not my personal type. And it's the same thing for girls. It's like, they might find me attractive. It might just not be their personal preference. And if that's the case and she doesn't want me, then that's okay. But that's just how it is. And I'll give you another example aside of myself, something that some of you may even think is a way bigger deal for this guy who I met this summer. I only briefly got to know him at the beach. He was going to the same spot I was, and my friend knew him from work, and we were all playing volleyball, and he actually only had one eye. So there was just nothing in one eye. It was just missing. It was just like no eye. And he didn't give a fuck. You could just tell that he didn't care. He was just so charismatic, so happy. He had a girlfriend. People liked him. And instead of him making it out to be this big deal where he's like, oh, I only have one eye, no one's going to like me or anything, I don't know. He just didn't care. He just acted like it didn't exist. And for that reason, no one else really seemed to care. That's the truth about how it works. It's like, if I make my height out to be a big deal, I won't go and talk to a girl who is the same height or taller than me, right? That's kind of a mental thing which most people can understand. It's like, if I viewed the world with that lens, I would just be like, oh, well, she's the same height as me or she's taller, I can't talk to her, right? That would be the mental framework which I would be believing. But that's not the truth. I slept with a girl 2 years ago who was 5'11" at 5'7". So, it's not necessarily the truth. And I sleep with a lot of girls who are the same exact height, an inch or two taller than me. It happens all the time. It really doesn't matter. The only thing that's going to be holding you back is your mind. So the sooner that you can let go of your insecurities, the more attractive you're going to be, and you're going to actually notice that it changes the way you act. Because if you act from your insecurities, it's going to change the way that you think, you communicate, your behavior, your nonverbal communication. Everything gets made worse when you believe and you act on your insecurities. That's the worst thing that you can do, because everyone has something. Everyone has some little thing that they could use as their insecurity, and you'll notice how it changes everything. And when you truly let go of it, it will absolutely revolutionize your life, and it will give you so many more opportunities and and things will just start to work out so much better for you when you really stop letting your mind be your biggest enemy. So that's the last thing I want to leave you with. That's one of the worst things that will make you very unattractive. So you need to really understand this one. And that's so key. And now, once again, guys, I created the High Value Man Guide for you, breaking down all the ways in which you can improve your value across the board and be the man that girls want, guys respect, and who live the best life. So if that's what you want, go ahead and pick up the High Value Man Guide. It's the first link in the description below. It's completely for free.